I've been working on this electric longboard project for a little while. It's basically done. It's working really good as far as specs go. We've had it up to, let's say, about 20-25 miles an hour. This pack right here, this is for a 24-volt board, two 7S batteries. We got 5.2 miles out of this, running it just about full bore, which is, let's say about 20 miles an hour. And it was about 38 minutes, I think, was the total. So I think we're doing pretty good. And we've got this tray here that I can put at least two more packs in here, so 4 total. So I should be able to get 10 miles at a pretty good clip out of this. I'll do a video probably on this whole process at some point in time. What I wanted to show you today was I was about ready to button the whole project up, and I went to take the box and flip it over on top. Well, I did, and start tightening in the fasteners. Everything's going fine. I get to this particular fastener right down here, which you can't see because it kind of looks like it's off the camera, and smoke starts coming out. Smoke starts coming out of the hole that the fastener is in. So I thought the batteries are going dead, or I thought the batteries are about to burn up again. And so we'll go ahead and quickly undo this and open. Nope, nothing's on fire. Everything's fine. Turn it back on, everything still works. So what is the problem? So that's what I want to show you today. Okay, so I'm going to try to do my best to keep everything in shot here. I've got the focus on here, so that's the important part. Right now, I have two 7S batteries in parallel for 29.4 volts. Then, just to show you, there you go, 29.219, right? So that's fine. Now, if I start checking around to other places, though, this is where things get curious. So what I mentioned is that when I went and I flipped the case over, smoke came out of this hole. Well, I guess I'll just cut straight to the chase. So if I go here and I touch this fastener right here, can you see that? It's fluctuating a bit, but we've got a full, 11, 12 volts coming out of that hole. So what the hell is going on, right? So, and again, it smoked, but it didn't kill anything, and so that was the odd part. So I start looking and think, okay, well, let's get rid of the fastener here. I do have metal inserts in here, so that's a thing. So, aha, that's metal insert. And there is power there as well, of course. But why, right? So why is this board hot? What's the problem here? Now, I have some wires going up to here. The other part about, why did it smoke? We go ahead and flip this over, and it makes contact, and bad things happen. Well, if you look right here, so here, point with the red thing. If you follow this right here and this one here, this is ground. So let's check that out. If I go from here to positive, there's our full 29.2, let's say, volts right there. So that is definitely ground, okay? Now watch this. If I touch right here, there is also our 29.2 volts. Pretty damn straight. No loss, not much resistance right there. Same thing over there. So why is this? Well, the reason is, and I don't remember if years ago I did another video on this, but this is carbon fiber. This is legit carbon fiber, no coating, which incidentally, when I'm making these boxes, I make these boxes. When I make these boxes here, I now include a fiberglass layer on the inside here to make it non-conductive, because carbon fiber is absolutely, it's carbon, it's conductive. So that's fine. That's fine. I mean, case ground has been around forever, so that's probably even considered maybe a good thing, right? But if you happen to have wood that is somehow electrically charged and the two touch by way of a fastener, well, then yeah, you're going to have a bit of an issue. But still then, why is this the case? So inside of my longboards that I make, they are, they look like wood, they are wood, but I've been doing composites for a long time as well as all this other crap. And I really like to try to make them as light and or as thin as possible with the right kind of strength, and they're not creaky, they don't crack and break. You basically can't break the damn thing. So it's Canadian maple. I've got some bamboo also, but really the main point is under the top and bottom right down here, there are multiple sheets of full carbon fiber. There's another strip of carbon fiber. There's some fiberglass in there as well. 22 ounces, same stuff I do on the snowboards that I make. So it's a really good construction, but the point here is that yes, there is carbon fiber in this board. So that's somehow got to be the problem. You know, it's conductive. We just saw it's conductive, but how the hell is it getting, where is it getting the hot from here? Where is the board getting, well, let's first check that. Is it really the carbon? If you look down here, maybe I can reframe this. I don't want to reframe this. So just look. You see where I'm touching down here? See my fingers here? This is the carbon layer that you see just carved away right under the wood. So now if I switch my probes around here, I'm going to hold this over here on ground. What do we get if we touch the carbon? And it's got resin on, so you kind of got to poke it a bit. See if I can get a better shot at it here. Come on, buddy. There, I could get that to stick in there. So what you got to do is with the tip of the probe, you kind of got to break through all of the coating. It's also been spray painted, so there is a polyurethane coating on the whole thing. But you see the carbon edge right here is charged. If I go find, well, there's nothing you can see on camera, but anywhere along this board, can't get in there, it's charged up. There, you see. Definitely interesting and maybe even possibly usable for something or another, like a big common or some kind of a power bus for something. Could be interesting, right? But again, why is it live? But you see, by the way, though, this is why it's smoked. We've got a nice ground, case ground over here. We flip it over here. You put the fastener through. You make contact to the positive. It's going to short right here, and yes, then you start seeing smoke. And the smoke, incidentally, was probably the resin in this hole over here burning up. Okay, so then it starts me thinking, why the hell, what's going on? We start disconnecting things. Maybe it's this and loop. No, that's not it. It's just the battery causing a problem. Well, here is what it ended up being, and it's kind of dumb. The thought was cool. This is stupid. But what I've got going on here is I made these battery packs up. I made a little fixture to hold them all together so I could hot glue them in kind of this trapezoidal pattern here, and then wrap them in. I stuck them on Velcro. That didn't work entirely, so I do straps like we do with the drones. Worked out really, really good, right? But check this out. So you take this apart here. It's on some Velcro underneath, see? So you rip it apart. I'll just sort of set it over here. So if you look down here, we do have some fasteners poking through, and that would be a pretty likely candidate, except I did try to plan that they would hit right between these spaces here. But as you can see, that one, I didn't do such a good job of placing it, and so it scratched a hole through the casing. And so that would be your problem right there. Now, the case, you might be thinking, the case is grounded. If you've ever checked this, if we've had enough problems with these batteries, ripped them apart, wore the shells off of them, and you can find really quick that the flat tab on the bottom, the negative, does actually wrap all the way around the battery, right up, incidentally, right up to the tippy top, about 2-3 millimeters away from the hot. So if that was another issue, if this melts through here, then you're going to have a problem. Had some of that with the battery welder. So it's case ground, or the case is ground. But in this case, since we do have them all in series and they're flowing all through each other, this will have a voltage on it depending upon which dependent upon which cell you tap into, just like a center tap on a transformer. So if I were to, for example, check it right now, this is going to be the total battery with 7 in series is about 29.4, fully charged 29.4 volts. You saw before what it was, and if I touch right here, it's 25.2. So That's the 29 whatever less that one battery at the end there. So you see, so that's how we're getting this positive current on here. No danger here, right? If I place this right on there again, now it's kind of hard to hit it just by pressing it on there, but when I tighten this down and it pulls it all down into that, let's see if I can duplicate it, replicate it right away. So there is our 10 volts, 9 volts, 11 volts that we're seeing. Now most likely what's happening for the loss is probably lack of good contact from the fastener to the carbon in the hole, and then the resistance of the carbon through here. Now I don't know if it's how direct of a path it takes through, because if you watch the EV blog, Dave Jones did a thing on this, I think it was, good God, 8 years ago, long time ago, about electron path through solid copper. So that's a good video, you should watch that. And it seemed to take the shortest route straight on through. But in this case, possibly it's getting kind of routed around a little bit because of the carbon weave. As it flows through here and the carbon is laying over the top and wrapped over each other, and the resin between it, it might not be getting the best straightest shot, and so it might have to wander around a little bit and get a little bit more resistance, and so then we're getting a drop. So there's that. Anyways, that is all I wanted to show you. I think it was a pretty interesting mistake, and it's easy enough to fix, just fix the damn fasteners, make it better, and then I won't have any smoke. Somewhere down the road, I will show you a video on this, because I think this is a pretty awesome longboard once I can get everything to stop starting on fire.